All right, hopefully I'm doing this in the right order. I'm going to have to check something. I just don't have it with me. This is for rounding. There is addition and subtraction. I'm going to do a different video on that, depending on what you were assigned. So if you need to watch this one, that would be on the adding and subtracting decimals playlist. Here we go. Round each decimal number to the nearest whole number. So that's very important. Whole number, and I'm going to solve this one in 3, 2, 1. My whole number is 2 here, so I'm in between 2 and 3. I have a 6 next door, so that means I'm rounding it to the number 3. Let's look at this one in 3, 2, 1. I have the whole number 3 and a little bit more, so I'm in between 3 and 4. Right next door is a 3, so I'm staying at 3. And solve this one in 3, 2, 1. I'm at 17 and 8/10, so the whole, I have 17 and some more, so I'm in between 17 and 18. Right next door is at 8, so that is definitely going to round up to 18. All right, number 2, round each decimal number to the 10th, to the nearest 10th. I'm going to solve this in 3, 2, 1. We are looking at 10th now, so here's my 10th there. I'm going to draw that line right there. This means I am in between 2 tenths, 1/10 and 2/10. Because this is 1/10 and a little bit more. It's a 5, so I am rounding up to 2/10. You do have to include the 0 and the decimal point. Let's look at the next one in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to find that my 10th there, it's a 7. Right, so I have a 7/10 and a little more, so I'm in between 7 and 8/10. And there's a 2 next door, so that means I'm going to stay at 7/10. Here we have this number here in 3, 2, 1, so I have 2 and more. My 10th is here. That means I'm in between 2 and 0/10 and 2 and 1/10. There's a 3 next door, so that means I stay at 2 and 0/10. If you just wrote 2, that's fine as well. All right, now it's challenge time. In 3, 2, 1, I'm looking to round to the nearest hundredth. I look for my hundredth, which is a 7. I look next door, so I'm in between 67 hundredths and 68 hundredths. I'm rounding up because of that 8 to 68 hundredths. Here, I'm going to solve this in 3, 2, 1. I have 3 and 196 thousandths. My 9 is in the hundredth. So when I'm dealing with 9s, I have to understand I am in between 3 and 19 hundredths and 3 and 20 hundredths, which can also be said as 3 and 2/10. Right next door is a 6, so that means I'm rounding up to 3 and 20 hundredths or 2/10. Last one here, we have this number. I'm going to solve that in 3, 2, 1. Looking at the hundredths again, it's a 9. Ooh, I see some other 9s starting to stress out. What does that mean? I'm looking next door. So what am I in between? I am in between 99 hundredths and 100 hundredths, which is also 1. 100 hundredths is 1. I'm in between 99 hundredths and 100 hundredths. All right, this is actually 997 thousandths. So you can think of it as 990 thousandths and 1,000 thousandths. Still doesn't matter. We'll still in the same place. I am going to round up, and I'm rounding up to 1 because that's the hundredths I'm in between. Okie dokie, artichoke, over and out.